Reno, burn the kids at Waco. It's so trendy. I probably shouldn't even be on the air today. Was I in a good mood before I went on air today? No, I wasn't. I was actually stomping around cussing, which I shouldn't be doing. It's really starting to get to me. In fact, I know what's happening. I got to get her off screen. I've got her on the TV over here, and it's making me mad right now. I was at the Supreme Court a couple years ago. It was on like a Sunday. We're just getting some B-roll. And a cop, federal police, jumps out and goes, "What are you doing?" And I was down at the bottom, so I kind of turned into one of the marble feet, and it went through my Levi's and jabbed into my shin. Only time I ever had an infection like this. Got super infected. And I didn't know it. It was like rotting all the meat out inside my leg, and I didn't know. I finally went to the doctor. So I was like bitten by the satanic building. And but it was the reverence of like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Do you know how important this building is?" And he would talk about the justice. I ended up being nice to him. I said, "I'm going to talk to this poor victim." I was like, "Oh, really? Tell me what it's like to be around him." He's like, "Oh," and suddenly, "Oh, film if you want. Oh, it's so incredible. Oh my," he was all threatening to arrest me and stuff. "You don't film this without permission." I'm like, I didn't say, "First Amendment, pal, watch it." I decided to do a test because I could see the guy wasn't evil. He was just a victim of the brainwashing. And I went, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted it for B-roll for my TV show." "Oh, it's a TV show." "Oh, it's a political show, kind of libertarian in Austin." "Yeah, oh, it's so neat. What's it like working around the justices?" "Oh, must be really." And he's like, "Oh." He's like, "Oh, yes." And sort of his eyes got all starry. "Oh, it's so incredible. They're such incredible people. Oh, they're so powerful." I mean, he was like talking about spiritual cesspits of demonic weakness and servile evil and fraud. But he was speaking of it with great reverence and power and just dripping with enjoyment, his enslavement and his commitment to serving it. I don't like these people, as you can tell. I can see them, and it's disgusting. They're a danger to everyone. I can barely control myself right now, knowing I'll soon be under their control with health care. They're already got their bioethics boards announcing that when you're going to be in a car wreck, they're going to try to, via computer, to tell the doctors that they can render care or not and what care can be done. I mean, the hellishness that these horrible demons are going to run health care. And it's going to be done illegally by that witch who knows she's not allowed to sit over it. And I need to get into the other news. It just makes me want to throw up. And I haven't even gotten into the other news yet. This is from CNS News. This has been the issue with it all the time. You can debate whether the government can make you get health care or not, which, of course, they can't, but you could debate it. There's 1 out of 100, points that you might be able to try to argue fraudulently. But you cannot debate that the 2,000-plus waivers he's given, he gave one to McDonald's for their tens of thousands of employees. They don't have to get them health care. He gave it to all the big unions. All these companies that are in favor with the globalists, they get to stay open. They don't have to go get the government health care. And it's totally illegal. It's not just unconstitutional. It's selective enforcement. Here it is. Administration admits to court under Obamacare select group can get health care, not pay for it, not buy insurance, and not pay penalty. That's another unfair deal, is that certain groups are just going to get totally free health care all the way out. Others aren't even guaranteed it, like pre-existing conditions in children. And then other companies don't have to get their employees. So it's just whatever they say. It's like whatever the insurance companies and banks say. And now they're going to run your health care, the HMOs, and make you buy it. It's already made the price go up. Make you buy it. And then control the health care and make you pay more for not getting health care. I'm going to tell you again, Paul Watson over a month ago got a chest cold. It took him a month to get into the health service. He got in about a week and a half ago. And they gave him a bag with some Band-Aids and some aspirin and some Tylenol. And they said, "Aren't you going to swab me? Aren't you see if it's bacterial or viral?" And they said, "Nope. You've just been, you say you were jogging on a treadmill a month ago. You overexerted yourself. Stop exercising." And when the Fukushima people are dying, they don't get health care. Paul's got an article just went up. They call them mentally ill. When the troops are down to do you, you're mentally ill. He goes in, national health care, and I said, well, why don't you go see a private doctor? Because I know they have them. He goes, well, you have to be recommended and referred by the National Health Service. They have to decide. And Paul's like, may I go get a referral to a private practitioner? No. Here is your bag of Band-Aids and aspirin. Oh, yeah. We've got control now. Oh, man, and all these idiot cattle out there think they're about to get some free health care. And Bill Gates is there with the nurses last year. We've played the clip 50 times. Should I play it again? Going, I'll tell you, a lot of people don't like what they call death panels. Everybody giggles. But I tell you, you don't give Granny into Care Life that last year. You hired 10 teachers. And the teachers are all like, they're being taught gladiatorially, kill a grandma, I get some money. As if the bankers want to give you some money, honey. As if you're going to get something when somebody else loses. I hear these good old boys for the last 8-9 years going, I'm glad we're in Iraq. We need the oil. And I told him then, I said, listen, moron, do you think the elite murdering all those people over there on lies and having our troops get killed went over there to steal the oil to give it to you, Jack? Do you know that the UN and all the different groups, the IMF, World Bank, and OPEC were angry? It was all over the news pre-1990. 91, that Saddam was selling too much oil and driving down the price. You were paying like 89 cents then or less. And they were telling him, stop pumping. Do you understand that once they got there, they shut the oil off? That boosts the price, idiots. You're paying over $4 now. Do you understand, idiots, that it isn't your military, it isn't your country anymore. It's been taken over by foreign banks that are totally criminal publicly, who are butchering the entire Bill of Rights and Constitution so they can rob you 7 ways to Sunday. They're paramilitarizing the police, have totally legal surveillance in place everywhere, are building giant FEMA camps all over the place, and now admitting it and saying they'll secretly arrest and kill anybody they want and shut the media off. People are like, well, I have nothing to hide. I'll just go along with it. Oh, just like women that can't believe they're being grabbed in a parking lot and put in a van. They just go along with it because they hope it'll be okay. And 3 weeks later, they're on a dirty mattress with a guy behind them raping them with a cattle prod. Because you want to be gullible. Because people that have red blood and are angry and who are desperately trying to wake you out of your trance will actually talk to you straight. This isn't a game, idiots. It isn't a game. It isn't Alex Jones is out of control. No, I'm in control. And I know what we're facing. And I know how bad it is. And I'm upset. You know, they're still coming after the gentleman in Illinois, even though it got thrown out of court by one judge for taping police. He's facing life in prison again. They're arresting people everywhere for filming police in public, and courts are ruling they can do it. They're now arresting people for talking back to police and charging them with felonies, saying the words are an assault. They're now charging people with felonies who ball up while being billy clubbed. Oh, it's just I think I'm joking here. Where is it? Do you have that video clip ready? We're going to go to it here in a minute. Man arrested, charged with assault for pointing finger at cops. And there's witnesses saying he didn't do anything but pull his cigarettes out of his pocket. But they say that because a finger could look like a gun, I'm not joking. We've got a link to the arrest and indictment affidavit. This guy, and they've got this weird woman in the newscast who's getting off. She's drinking the tyranny. They've got the spokesman for the police, and she's got that same weird, we'll let the courts decide this and handle it. He knows what he did. And she's just going, get them all into prison. Their money is mine. I mean, it is just like, that's who they are. And she's controlling it, though. She's got that same, I can't even do it. Let me try for viewers to actually give you the look. It's like a... That's their spirit, folks. I can see them. And I mean, and they're like, hey, your country is ours. Your planet is ours. A new world order. Send in the rulers. Dun, 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 dun. In her little cape. It's Kagan. Totally committing crime in front of everyone. Set to rule on the law she wrote. Kagan. Solicitor General now rules on her legislation. Totally illegal. Corzine robbing your money. Totally illegal. Flaunting it in your face. Media going along with it. And I mean, you got to watch this video. It's up at Infowars.com. Man arrested, charged with assault for pointing finger at cops. Disrespecting a police officer is now a crime. Let's play part of the news clip. Here it is.
A pointed finger lands a father in jail.
That's right, and this Fredericksburg man, in fact, says he didn't even point his finger at police officers, but now he faces 2 felony charges. Gail Huff is live from Fredericksburg tonight with the details on this story. Gail.
Well, police say he pointed a finger like this, and that felt very threatening to them. In fact, he ended up arrested, charged with assault.
He made the motion of shooting at the officers.
Look at this witch.
with his hand.
David Lawless is accused of pointing his finger
That's
like a
enough.
gun
Let's just stop.
at 2 Fredericksburg detectives. Tuesday night.
That's enough. You can watch it at Infowars.com. If you can't see the woman, I've noticed this with the really evil ones. When they talk, they creamily enjoy the power, and she enjoys the power over people, all those prisoners. And she touches her teeth together. When she talks, her lips enjoy it, and she goes, ugh. When she's talking, she's going, ugh, and touching her teeth together. I've noticed that with the really bad ones. I've learned their mannerisms, that she talks. Again, they're the priest of power. As O'Brien torturing Winston in 1984 is leaning over him on the rack, and he's saying, we're here to make humanity ugly and still uglier, as he pulls one of Winston's rotten teeth out, and he looks at him and he says, you look at my old face and you think I'm weak, but my weakness is this in my, the wrinkles is the sign of the vigor of the overall organism. You see, we're here to make society more horrible, more brutish. We're here to trample and be trampled upon, Winston. We're here to wreck society. We're the priest of power, always pressing on the nerve of power, Winston. More ugly, more oppressive. That's what we're going to do. Nothing's going to stop us, Winston. It's a society run by psychopaths, for our enjoyment. Do you understand, scum? Winston, something will stop you, a spirit in the universe. Something will stop you. No, it won't, Winston. Nothing will stop it. What, you think there's gravity? We can have our scientists have 2 systems where there is gravity for navigating ships and aircraft, but for the general public where there is no gravity. We can do that, Winston. It's justice for the government to publicly run Al-Qaeda and have them blowing stuff up in Libya and Afghanistan and Iran. But then Al-Qaeda's bad and we have to give our rights up because Al-Qaeda may hit us any moment. Ooh. Fear of radiation treated as psychiatric disorder. Fear of radiation treated as psychiatric disorder. That's right. Let me read that headline again. Fear of radiation treated as psychiatric disorder in Fukushima. They just had 5 reactors completely melt down and blow up, including a uranium reactor, the most deadly. Children have been dropping dead. That's what happens. It causes heart failure. A lot of the workers have died, but they always just keep it as a minor footnote in the news. Despite proven track record of